I didn't write too many notes. Well, I wrote some thoughts down just before this, but I feel like there was a lot that happened and I didn't write notes as I was going along. So that's a thing. I'm glad it's long, Leverkin. I'm really glad it's long. I would feel sad if it wasn't. You know, I loved Inquisition, but I felt like the story was a little short for me. So I don't think I know what a long game is. Oh, baby. That's so cute, though. Okay, Blood of Elves, everyone. 1 second. The music is too loud in my ears. So, who's read this? Who did the reading? Just kidding. Can you imagine? Who read the assigned chapters? I can't believe you read the books and still... Okay. Oh, nice. I have that one, but Yuna chewed it. Look. Yes, the camera is mirrored. Look, Yuna chewed this one. So that's gonna be fun to read. I don't know what happened. Sometimes she's very naughty. So I really loved this one. I was kind of nervous to jump from short stories to the novels, but I thought that he's great at writing both short stories and novels. And like, y'all, I've read quite a few fantasy series. Robin Hobb, who is a female author, but she has the Assassin's Quest, is that the first one? No, Assassin's Apprentice. But I've read all of those. I really like those. I've read Name of the Wind, stuff like that. But I have to say, this is one of my favorite fantasy series already. I just think it's like pretty feminist.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it is. I think it's pretty feminist, and I cried really hard at the end because it was Yennefer and Ciri, a lot about them, and I'll try not to cry as I speak about it. But thank you, Caleb. Hi, Mighty Witcher. Okay, I'm glad that Yuna's like your chinchilla then, and your chinchilla is like Yuna. Because I don't know how to control her. Sometimes she just decides she wants to chew books and board games. But I can already tell it's going to be one of my favorites. I love how much he focuses on science and the science of magic in the world. I just think it's really cool. And while I'm a more like right-brained, creative, imaginative person, I also really do like when you can boil down magic and stuff to like science and actual facts. No, Dom, no! Oh my god! I'm never watching the show again. It's horrifying. The only good thing I feel that came out of the Blood of Elves adaptation to the series was Henry Cavill standing his ground and saying that Geralt would not sleep with Triss. Also, to any of my Triss stans who haven't read the books, this right here is one big friend zone for Triss and Geralt, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It's literally just friend zone, friend zone, friend zone, friend zone. Let me consult my notes. Also, this is where it addresses the help of a little bit of magic with Triss and Geralt. So we might have a moderated discussion about that. I just don't know how y'all are going to act. I know it's a touchy subject. There are people who say that Triss S.A'd Geralt, R-worded Geralt. And then there are others who are like, how are you even getting there? And for me, I think I fall somewhere in the middle. There was a lot on that page specifically of her talking about why she's attracted to Geralt. That rubbed me the wrong way and really made me dislike her character. She frustrated me, and maybe it'll get better through the books, but she really frustrated me. She just reminded me of a type of person, like a type of girl specifically that's just very like, look at me, blah, 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 blah. But I really didn't like her. Sorry. By the book itself. More manipulated. Yeah, so I think just, well, I don't know if we have to have an entire discussion about it, because that's not the point. You know, I don't want to, it's left, I really think it's open to interpretation, and I don't think it's beneficial for us to go and think like, was this sexual assault? Like, you know, but I think whatever you guys think is valid, and it's based on your lived experiences. And I do think that Sapkowski left it open, because the translation to Polish, I checked this, is exactly the same. And so it's up to you what you think. Like, if she used glamour, I don't think she did. I think she did a little bit of like, you like me now, if that makes sense. I think it was more serious than just makeup. But anyways. Yeah, me too. Okay, so we'll kind of go in the order of what happens. But I loved Kaer Morhen. I loved learning more about it and like what the vibes are. And I just feel like it was described in such a good way that I just got a clear vision of their home. I loved hearing their dynamics. Lambert, Eskel, Cohen, Vesemir, Geralt. It was just really cute. It's like their little home base. I loved Ciri's relationships with Lambert and Cohen specifically. I love that he really described each of them, and Lambert and Ciri are hilarious because it's just like they aggravate each other so much, but you can tell he loves her. You can tell that like they have something special, and he helped raise her. Like, that's the thing. It's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, because all of those men, like all of those witchers, helped raise Ciri, and they each had a part in training her and raising her. Like Vesemir giving her the lessons, like the more text lessons about monsters, and she can't focus, and then Geralt with the pendulums and like the pirouettes, and then Lambert also with like the physical training. It was just really cute to see the origins of like her becoming a witcher and all these different men that helped her. And they were clueless in some regards, but they also were like, they did a good job, I think. Yeah, and even in the games, I think it'll be different for me now, but watching the Witcher 1 recap, I was like, come on, Lambert. I know he doesn't like Triss and they don't get along, but now I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, Lambert, I understand. Don't have to explain to me. Yeah, you can fight with her. I would too. Calamel, thank you for the Prime sub. Hey, and Seven. No, I loved Eskel in the books. I loved I loved the way that even I don't know if it was Ciri or Triss describing how like the power emanated from him, and he had just like a very good energy. I think it was described. I don't know. It just was very sweet. Netflix adaptation of Eskel is spot on. No, he's quieter, you know? Cohen is so sweet with Ciri too. He plays games with her. So cute. Marigold, yes. And she's like, calling me that? Bitch. And I love determined, sassy, rascal Siri. She is so funny. I love her so much. Okay, so let's get to Tris. Let's see. The first thing I put was not my favorite character, exclamation point, but I think she was well written. So I don't know. I think she was well written because she reminds me of certain people that I have not gotten along with in my life. I love how she's like, I'm known for my beautiful hair, my beautiful chestnut locks. She doesn't even have red hair. Chestnut, I guess, is auburn. Like, she doesn't even have the bright red hair. She's just like, I'm known for my hair. And it's like she twirls her curls in her finger. And then, yeah, her entire relationship with Geralt is being friend zoned, you know, no matter what you believe she did. It's like they only slept together once so far that I know. And it was through the help of magic. And then it was because Yen and Geralt were in a bad place. And they were fighting. And she was intrigued by that. And then what bothered me even more so than the little help of magic was literally I just am skimming through and it says Enchantress chestnut hair. Chestnut. Shut the fuck up about chestnut. Oh, Melody, thank you. You too. Yes, champion. I loved that. So for people who don't know, Geralt was like agonizing over what to call Yen, how to address her in a letter, and they hadn't seen each other for a while, so he ended up going with dear friend. And then Yen sends this letter back and it's like, dear friend, I am so thankful for our dearest friendship. I love our beloved friendship. And she just like hits him with that sass over and over and over. I was like cackling. It was so good. Iconic. And poor Geralt, it was like he read it 30 times and was like so embarrassed. Okay, so I'm trying to find Triss Marigold blew into her frozen hands. Poo 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 poo. Someone copied and pasted it for me. She doesn't forget. Yeah, textbook Yen. It's so true. And you can't help but feel a little bit bad for Geralt because you know he was just like literally agonizing. Like, what do I call her? Like, I don't want to mess this up. I think that I can find this. The bit where Triss first met Ciri and heard that voice through her gave me a chill. Yeah. Yeah. You know what was kind of cool too was I do like that Vess treats Triss as a child. He sees her as his kid, but then that also leaves... I kind of just feel like I get sibling vibes from Triss and Geralt almost. Sorry if that's... I don't know. If don't romance anyone in the game, she sends... The letter she sends mentions him as dear friend. Okay, here, I found it. Everyone listen up. Triss had watched them both and was jealous, even though it seemed there was little to be jealous of. The relationship quite obviously made them both unhappy, had led straight to destruction, pain, and yet, against all logic, it had lasted. Triss couldn't understand it, and it had fascinated her. It had fascinated her to such an extent that she had seduced the Witcher with the help of a little magic. She had hit on a propitious, I don't know how to say that, moment, a moment when he and Yennefer had scratched at each other's eyes yet again and had abruptly parted. Geralt had needed warmth and had wanted to forget. No, Triss had not desired to take him away from Yennefer. As a matter of fact, her friend was more important to her than he was. But her brief relationship with the Witcher had not disappointed. She had found what she was looking for, emotions in the form of guilt, anxiety, and pain. His pain. She had experienced his emotions. It had excited her, and when they parted, she had been unable to forget it. And she had only recently understood what pain is. The moment when she had overwhelmingly wanted to be with him again. For a short while, just for a moment, to be with him. And now she was so close. So the last part bothers me even more because I've literally been in a relationship with a narcissist who, when he had hurt me, he had done something to objectively hurt me. I was just kind of like crying silently, and he was staring at me and he was like, "You look like you're in a movie right now." Like, the thing about people like that who haven't experienced trauma and aren't sensitive or emotionally intelligent, it is really hurtful to be with someone like that who's just studying you, and it excites them when you feel deeply, versus someone who can connect with you and like basically go to that dark place with you and just sit with you through that and understands, you know? And so because of my own lived experiences, that part bothered me even more than the little bit of magic part. I'm just like, that's gross. Like, to me, that's gross. Here's a man who has gone through so much and has had to repress his emotions, and then you see it and it arouses you, it excites you. No. Just thinking with her vagina again. But she said for the first time, Bamba. She said for the first time she had felt pain. Because what was her upbringing? It's not to say you have to go through shit to be a good person, but like, or like an interesting person or whatever, or emotionally intelligent, but it literally said for the first time. So that's what made me dislike her. And then her relationship with Siri, I feel like it was sometimes cute, sometimes, I don't know. Even Siri was annoyed, but she was so annoying. And like, literally Geralt says, "Triss, stop with your childish stubbornness," or something. Like, he literally, him and Vess call her childish. And it makes me feel so vindicated, because you know how many buttholes on my YouTube comments and here were like, when I said, "Oh, she's acting childish right now," we're like, what? How could you say that? You're not taking it seriously. No, in the book, she's literally called childish. That's a trait of hers. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a flaw. Like, she's youthful or whatever. But I said that, and people made me feel stupid for saying that. And it's literally her trait. She's not even stubborn, she's just like very naive, and she has a lot of like, I feel like her character is very, I have these morals, and she's so condescending. I hated the part where she's talking to the Witchers and Ciri can hear, and she's literally shit talking Witchers so much, and she's just like, I'm actually doing something. I'm working with Foltest to make a better world, and you're just following the money, and you're just like doing this, and you just care about money and hunting monsters, and you're not doing anything. You just don't want to be political, and I'm actually doing something. Meanwhile, Ciri can hear, she's like playing a game with Cohen, and she wants to be a Witcher, and it like gets to her, because then she has this whole thing about neutrality, and I really didn't like that. And then there is a part 2 where she gives Ciri a stimulant drink to intentionally put her into a vision. So because she was like, I'm a magician and I can handle it. So she gets Ciri to drink this thing, and then they both go into this horrible vision, and then Siri has nightmares and like can't sleep for weeks. And granted, she does like stay there and cuddle her and, you know, try to help her, but she didn't even like ask the Witchers. And Geralt literally says to Triss, he's just like, that was such a stupid idea. That was so childish. She's always described as the young sorceress. Yeah. I haven't talked about Shiny yet, but I will. She's so tiring. Yeah. Yeah. And so there's room for, you know, an arc of some kind. I haven't seen it yet because she still has that childish trait in the games, and I think that's on purpose. Okay, so I also, you know what's so funny though? I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but she is so annoying, and I think she's supposed to be annoying, right? I think she's written that way. And then she gets like food poisoning. Guys, if you haven't read this, basically she gets like very intense poop problems. And I was like, I was reading it in bed with Caleb, and I was just kind of laughing because like, I don't even know what that was. She just gets sick, and like magicians and wizards and sorceresses don't usually get sick, but it's serious at the time, but it's funny in hindsight. Geralt and Ciri have to like wipe her butt and change her and take her to poop and stuff. Like, she can barely move. I just thought it was really funny. You know, not in hindsight because she's better now, but I don't even know what that was. I don't know what that was. It was never explained. Like, she just got food poisoning. But they have to take care of her. And there's a moment where Ciri's like watching her because she's pretending to be all woozy. Again, people who are so mad at us for just suggesting that Triss might have been acting drunk to kiss Geralt or like get in bed with Geralt. Literally, there's a scene where Ciri is staring at Triss, and Triss is like being all woozy, and she's cuddling up to Geralt, and Ciri is fucking annoyed. She's annoyed as fuck, and she's just like, she knows, she's never met Yennefer, but she knows what she means to him, and she's irritated. I think I dog-eared this. All my dog ears are gone. No, they're not. Oh my god, but Yarpen says something, guys. I love Yarpen. Yarpen is the man. But he basically sees Ciri getting frustrated. I don't know. I'll have to paraphrase it. He sees Ciri getting frustrated by that, and just watching Geralt take care of her, and then Triss trying to take advantage of Geralt and cuddle up to him and stuff. And Yarpen says to Ciri, let this be a learning lesson. Do not mistake someone's kindness for something else. Like, if someone's just taking care of you, let it just be taking care of you. And Yarpen says it. Yarpen. It was amazing. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Sergio. Is this the Amber Heard chapter? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Yeah, exactly, Simmer. Yarpen the man. Yes. It was so sweet. And I loved his relationship with Ciri. I posted this in the Discord, but they're so funny. Like, they are just like, they're butting heads. And I did not know Joy until I heard Ciri call Yarpen Stumpy. But she's just like, hi, Taryn. She's such a little shit. And she's just like, Stumpy. And he's like, who are you calling Stumpy? It's so funny. Oh my God, it brought me so much joy. Lyeli, thank you for the Prime sub. We do. And then 2 minutes later, they're best friends again, and he's teaching her how to direct the horses on a wagon. So cute. Stumpy. She's so naughty. But I loved what he said about that because it's so true. Geralt cares about Triss. Okay, he really does care for her. And I'm sorry, but literally him and a 12-year-old girl are wiping your butt, like washing you. And I didn't see much appreciation for that. I did not see much appreciation for that. She kind of just went on her merry way, and that was it. Yeah, those are her parents for sure. For sure. And then, you know, so at that point, the Scoia'tael are introduced, and I think I dog-eared this. Oh, this is what pissed me off about what Triss said. So literally Vesemir calls her my child. Okay. So Cohen and Lambert, sorry, we're going backwards, but Cohen and Lambert and Eskel are being sarcastic, and they're just like kind of laughing about how if there's a war with Nilfgaard, then there will be more money for them, because then they'll have to like find the monsters, whatever, and they're just kind of joking. And then she goes, surely that suits you. A serious bloody war will lead to more deserted villages, more widowed women, simply hordes of orphaned children. And Geralt goes, I can't understand your sarcasm. Geralt took his hand away from his forehead. I really can't, Triss. He's like so done with her. But it's just, it's like that buzzkill, like the person in a group where you're just joking because you're trying to make sense of something. And then they're just like, really? That's how you feel about that? Hi, Skayu. And then Vesemir goes, nor I, my child, as in he doesn't understand her sarcasm. What do you mean? Lambert and Cohen speak frivolously as youngsters do, but it is not the words that are important. And then he goes, after all day, and she interrupts Vesemir and goes, they defend these children. Yes, I know. From the werewolf who might kill 2 or 3 a year, while a Nilfgaardian foray can kill and burn an entire settlement in an hour. Yes, you defend orphans, while I fight that there should be as few of those orphans as possible. Girl, what is you doing? Shut the fuck up. I'm fighting the cause, not the effect. We deliberate on how to stop war from breaking out, and should it come to it, how to defend ourselves. For you, it's an adventure. For me, it's a game in which the stakes are survival. I'm involved in this game, and that's why your indifference and frivolity hurt and insult me. Geralt sat up and looked at her. We're witchers, Triss. Can't you understand that? What's there to understand? Everything's crystal clear. You've chosen a certain attitude to the world around you. The fact that this world might at any moment fall to pieces has a place in this choice. In mine, it doesn't. That's where we differ. And he goes, I'm not sure it's only there we differ. And they're just kind of like, okay, Triss. And over her gorgeous chest out hair. Sorry, I'm trying to find, there's a really beautiful moment where Geralt, I also want to say, I love watching Geralt evolve as a dad. Even from the beginning, he's grown so much. I love that he's just the best daughter dad. I love that he lets her, if she's having a moment, go and get angry. He's not controlling. He lets her do what she needs to do. He trusts her. But there's like a moment where she's getting frustrated and she goes, and he comes to her later to make sure she's okay. And like, she can't figure out why, 'cause she's heard it from Trish. She's heard it from Yarpen. Like, you know, why are Witchers neutral? Why is my dad basically just like taking a neutral stance when we need to save the world? And this quote from Geralt, he's showing her a palace, I think an elven palace, and he's explaining to her how the elves kind of died out, and he's explaining it to her gently and explaining to her why they can't kill elves because of this trauma and tragedy that happened to him. And he goes, do you understand what this neutrality is, which stirs you so? To be neutral does not mean to be indifferent or insensitive. You don't have to kill your feelings. It's enough to kill hatred within yourself. Do you understand? And she goes, yes, I understand, Geralt. I'd like to take one of those roses to remind me. It's so sweet. And like that got to me because I feel like I've gone through my own little character arc of just feeling like I have to take action. I have to. Oh my gosh, Kara, thank you for the raid. How you doing? How are you? Nightmare raid. The cutest nightmare. Hi, Neil. Twitch plah. Please. What were you playing? It doesn't matter that Twitch didn't work. What were you playing? Everyone follow Kara. I feel like I've been in a moment in my life where I'm just like super like, I have to take action. I have to speak out against what's wrong. I have to yell about all this stuff and say shit on Twitter. And like, I felt like Geralt was talking to me because it's just like before that series thinking in her head, like I have to fight the Scoia'tael because they're doing this and I'm gonna use my sword. What's the point of being a Witcher girl if I don't use my sword and fight for people and stuff? And like, I just love how he's like, no, there is a way that you can look inside yourself and unlearn all that stuff, all like the racism and misogyny. And as long as you're doing the work on yourself and then protecting the people around you, you don't have to be like Triss and changing the world. You don't have to have like this grand motive to change the world and like save an entire group of people. As long as you're touching the people around you in a good way and like doing what you can to be a better person, that's enough. That's what this neutrality is. And I loved that. Sorry, that was a little rant. Anyways. And of course it doesn't apply in all situations, but it made me understand Geralt more and the lesser evil versus evil thing. Hi, Dante. Oh, and then that whole part was so sad at the end with Yarpen, and when the Scoia'tael are like, it's like kind of like a trick. And then his dwarves, a couple of his dwarves die, and there's a moment where he's looking, and it's literally described as the dwarves looking at us, the humans, and he's like, what have you made of us? What have you done to us? What have you made of us? Because at that point, the dwarves, his dwarves, are working with the army to fight the Scoia'tael, and it's just like a very powerful, sad moment. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Simmer, exactly. And don't be condescending to people who are trying the best. Triss. Anyways. Okay, cool. And then we're at the last part, which is Yen and Ciri, and I put the part in the show when Geralt says mine, Zigger, and mine. I don't remember Yarpen in the show. Oh yeah, Ciri, oh my god. And with Yen, I literally put Yen and Ciri hearts. There were a lot of tears for me. There were a lot of tears, and I was a little bit upset at first because I thought that it wasn't going to like describe Yen and Ciri meeting, but it did. And it was like Geralt in that their meeting wasn't perfect. And I loved that. I loved that so much. I love that she was like, you didn't like me at first. And Ciri was like, no, I didn't. Because she was just, I don't know. It's rare that you just meet someone and you love them and you click. And the thing for me, the main thing that I love about Ciri, Yen, and Geralt is you have this family, these parents, and it shows that even with your blood family, even with people you're stuck with and you're destined to be with, respect is earned. Respect is earned from kid to adult, from adult to kid. And Yen and Geralt get that. They understand that they have to earn Ciri's respect. And just because destiny says that they have to do this and, you know, whatever, Yen is the only one who can help Ciri with the magic, they still work hard to build the relationship and they respect her. And there's no like, don't talk to me like that. Don't make me angry, which I feel like a lot of modern day parents could learn. There's no expectations for Ciri. Yen's like, if at any point you just like disobey me and I'll take it as you don't want to do this anymore and we can stop. And then Ciri will do something like sassily give the wrong answer and she'll be like, are you mad at me? And Yen's just like, I rarely get angry. You don't have to worry about that. And then she's also like, I rarely laugh. And the second thing that I wrote is that with Yen and Ciri, the first time that you read Yen laughing is because of Ciri. I love it. I love like their evenings together. I love that they will just like train and then read books together, and she's just asking her all these questions about her past, and like she's so interested in little Ciri. She's such a cool mom. Like she respects her so much. She's so intrigued by her, and she's like she wants to know everything about her and help her, but she empowers her. Yen empowers Ciri. That's the thing. You know, like with Triss, I really feel like she was a big sister to Ciri, but she taught Ciri how to put on makeup, and she got her a dress and taught her to like wear a dress when she's on her period, and like she's just teaching her to be more ladylike, whereas Yen acknowledges Ciri's femininity, but she also will remind her that there could have been a life where she was married off, and she's like sadly reminds her of that, like, you do know that you would have been destined for that life if it didn't work out this way, and you wouldn't have liked it. But she empowers her. She like convinces Nanique to get the sword, her Witcher sword, and like will let her practice. She's impressed by her. She gives her the power to like squash her nightmares, which I thought was so sweet. Like she teaches her how to avoid those nightmares. Right, exactly. They're both so stubborn, and I love how Ciri gets sassier because of Yen. Wait, when did she try to hurt Ciri in the show? Oh my god. What do you think about the virgin talk with Ciri? Where like they were laughing at her because she was a virgin. I don't know. I feel like that's just Yen's personality, because I remember her being like, oh, do you want to just go out and solve that? Then go. And then I do remember how there's the boy at the priest place, the school, and Ciri's kind of playing with him to get what she wants, and she's just like, and Yen knows, and she's like, you know, you're toying with that boy and he's bright and you need to stop. So like, I love it. She goes against everything that people say about her. They're like, Yen is toxic and she uses her powers to seduce. I have not seen that at all yet. She sacrificed Ciri to a demon. What? I don't even remember. You can't do magic. You are a virgin. Right, right. And then she's just like, that's bullshit. It doesn't matter. Yes, I remember. So cute. Her advice of who to sleep with the... Oh, yeah. And then doesn't she say something like, if they don't have... Oh, wait, I found it. If they don't have a bed. She's so funny. And I love that. I love whenever a book has a woman who is the same before and after motherhood. Like she's Yen and she's a mom. Like that's amazing to me. It's the same with Morrigan. Like she acquired some new traits, but it's not like suddenly she shifted into this selfless magical mom, because that's a myth. And it's the same with Yen. Like she's still her sassy, ridiculous self. Oh God. I feel like I should react to the show for YouTube and just roll my fucking eyes. I'm gonna scream though. I don't even remember that. They're so cute. I love the scenes where they're just like meditating in the meadow and cuddling. I love when she hugs Yen at the end. It's so sweet. I'm trying to find it. Oh, and I love that her nickname, this probably doesn't make sense to anyone who hasn't read the books, but her nickname for Ciri is My Ugly One. And it comes from, like, it was a joke because Yennefer's like, you are going to be sincere with me, right? You're going to trust me. You're going to tell me things. And Ciri's like, yes, but does it work both ways? And Yen's like, yes, my ugly one. And Ciri's like, what? And she's like, well, you asked me to be sincere. But then later it's really cute because she goes, I don't want to be ugly. I want to be pretty, really pretty like you, Lady Yennefer. Can I, through magic, be as pretty as you one day? And then Yen goes, fortunately, you don't have to. You don't need magic for it. You don't know how lucky you are. Like, that's just so honest. And then she goes, but I want to be really pretty. And she goes, you are really pretty. A really pretty ugly one. My pretty little ugly one. Oh, Lady Yennefer. And then, Ciri, you're going to bruise my thigh. It's so cute. And then she's like, look, there's a spider. Kill it. And she goes, and Yen goes, a spider's a spider. I can't be bothered to bend over. I'm not going to kill it. A little sacrifice. Wait, remind me of what that was. Is that sort of destiny? Yeah, season one's okay. Season one's okay. I liked that they added an origin story for her. For Yen. And then oh. This part, this is the last I'll read of it. Okay, guys, I promise. So Ciri, Yen is teaching her about magic and about like the Force and stuff. And Ciri goes, Lady Yennefer, how does it work with this drawing of the Force? If I gather Force into myself, then there might not be enough left down below. Is it right to do that? Mother Nanique taught us that we mustn't take anything just like that for the fun of it. Even the cherry has to be left on its tree for the birds so that it can simply fall. Yennefer put her arm around Ciri, kissed her gently on the hair at her temple. I wish, she muttered, others could hear what you said. Vilgefortz, Francesca, Terra Nova, those who believe they have exclusive right to the Force and can use it unreservedly. I wish they could listen to the little wise ugly one from Melitele's temple. Don't worry, Ciri. It's a good thing you're thinking about it, but believe me, there is enough Force. It won't run out. This is so cute. I love that she appreciates that about her. Like this character that people are like, Yen is a cheater. Yen is toxic. And she's just looking at her little daughter and she's just like, you were so smart. And I wish like the most powerful wizards could listen to you and learn from you. So sweet. I can't wait to read more. I was so happy with their relationship. Guys, when Yan and Siri reunite in the games, I'm going to cry my eyes out. Yes, I was willing to forgive some minor changes here and there, but this is where I drew the line. Yennefer and Vesemir's personalities. I could not keep up with Yen's personality. I hadn't played the games, I hadn't read the books, but I still was like, what is going on? So season 2 on its own, even if you had no recollection of anything, made no sense. Not those that read the books. Yeah, I don't think I know of anyone who read the books and hates her, except that guy from last time who told me that I was like talking about Triss. Oh, and Yen. Oh yeah, because the person was saying that Yen was the only one that ever cheated in Shard of Ice and no one else cheated ever. And we were like, that's just not true. Like the laws of relationships and stuff, they were all sleeping around. It's different. And then he was like, finish the books and then talk to me, and then we banned them because it's just like, okay, all right. But I don't understand. Like, also, are we gonna talk about the fact that Shani was 17? It doesn't, I mean, if we're looking at it through modern day lens, like it does bother me, but I'm also just trying to kind of let it go because I like Shani. I like her better than Triss. I didn't know she was 17. But Priscilla is the one who calls them out because Geralt has sex with her. And then Priscilla comes in, flies in. And also I love the way Priscilla is described in the book. She has like very sleek hair pulled back. She's like a badass fucking spy. She already does a little betrayal. Got her stiletto heels. Like, I love Priscilla. I'm sorry, but I do. Yeah, Priscilla said 17. Yeah, exactly, Ruby. Yeah, Tenchi. Oh, sorry, I'm saying Priscilla. Philippa. Sorry. Shani is Witcher 1 romance along with Triss. Yeah, I would choose Shani in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Even though she is 17, apparently. Yeah, it's weird, but also, to me, like, I'm not... It doesn't make me see Geralt any differently. Like, I know it does mean that she's young. It's a little odd. She's mature for her age, but that it's just something that I would, like... bring up if someone were to say, well, Yen is toxic and sleeps around and she likes the younger boys and boo, then I would offer that information, because I do think it's just important to remember it's a fantasy world and medieval time, based on medieval times, like Ruby said. But I do love, like, Shani is the one with the red hair, okay? Not the chestnut curls. She has red cropped hair and she's smart. She's a student. And we even heard a little bit about her in The Witcher 3. Geralt asks about her. And I also think Little Eye was 17 or couldn't be more than 18 is the way that they described her. So Geralt, hi Liz. In the game, she's past 20, nice. I thought that you could be with Shani, though. Yeah, they shoved Triss in your face. Right, you wake up next to her. That's kind of sad. Oh, she looked young. Okay, cool. She dead now. I love how Siri finds Dandelion's books, like his poetry and his ballads, and cries reading Little Eye's story. Yeah. And, you know, it's not too big of a deal to me, but again, just something that, like, when I'm just, more than anything, I'm sus of the men who are like, you don't realize that Yen is a cheater? and she's toxic and she cheats and she does this and boo boo boo, and it's like, okay, my dude fucked a 17-year-old, so you can't say Geralt's perfect, and I don't want a perfect protagonist. I don't want that. I agree, Bobo. I totally agree. It's just kind of an excuse. Anyways, let's get the game open. Thank you. That was such a fun book talk. Thank you for letting me blab. I never have, unless it's Caleb, I don't really have people to talk to about it. So it really warms my heart that we can do these book talks.